Ladies and gents, boy, have I got a video for you today. One of the worst footballing opinions you will hear this year. Troy Deeney on TalkSport talking about Mohammed Salah, who is the best player in the Premier League right now and one of the best players in Europe. He already has 20 goal contributions this season. And just to give you some perspective, it's the 18th of November. 20 GA. 20 GA. We're going to talk about Troy Deeney's opinion. Of course, he's entitled to his opinion. It's very entertaining. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. The road to 50K is well and truly on. We're just under 250 away from 31,000. So go down, hit that subscribe, hit that like, and let me know your thoughts down below on Troy Deeney's, because it's mind-blowing. It's honestly mind-blowing. Before we get into that, just to give some context on how great Mohammed Salah is, if you haven't already watched him or you live under a rock. 274 games in the Premier League, 165 goals, and 75 assists. Ridiculous. 83 games in the Champions League, 45 goals and 19 assists. 81 games in Serie A for Roma and Fiorentina, 52 goal contributions. In the FA Cup, 8 GA in 14. In the Europa League, 21 in 37. In the EFL Cup, 3 goals and 1 assist in 10 games. The numbers are absolutely insane. His career stats, 298 goals and 449 goal contributions in 618 games. But yet Troy Deeney has successfully got rage bait. Gary Neville said a ridiculous opinion the other day that you can't change your prediction on the Premier League. And it almost feels like there is a media agenda against Liverpool Football Club. Arne Slot's come in, done an unbelievable job, won his first 15 of 17 games, looks the team to beat. They're top of the Premier League. They're top of the Champions League. They're in the League Cup quarter final. At the moment, this is a Liverpool side that have not signed a player, because I'm not counting Federico Chiesa yet, because he's only made a handful of Premier League minutes, and Georgi Mamardashvili is still at Valencia. Michael Edwards can open up that checkbook in January as the director of football at Liverpool, look at that squad and go out and invest. And if Liverpool win the league title this season, it makes this opinion look even worse. Mohammed Salah has won a Champions League, an FA Cup, a League Cup, a Premier League, a Club World Cup, a Super Cup. He's been in African Cup of Nations finals. 450 goal contributions in his career. But just listen to this. My good friend Sonny Talk Spurs over at TalkSport interviewing Troy Deeney. They spoke about Harry Kane and his impact as the England captain. But just give this a listen.
Needs to be there.
And sticking with elite forwards, obviously most...
Just Sonny said straight away, sticking with elite forwards, but he does not think he's world class. Oh, Troy Deeney, mate. What have you done here?
Salah's contract and future is up in the air at Liverpool. You've been quite vocal on it in the past. You've sort of played both sides of the field and said...
I haven't. I'd say the truth.
And
even that there. Sonny's just gone, you've played both sides of the argument. You've looked at a glass here. Perfect. Is that a glass half full? Or is that a glass half empty? You be the judge. Is that half full or half empty? But not you, Troy. TalkSport needs to invite me on and I need to debate this guy.
Both sides of the fence.
And what is your truth?
I'm not I'm not like most of these people. I think Mohammed Salah is excellent. I think he's a pivotal part for Liverpool.
He's excellent and a pivotal part for Liverpool. Okay, I agree with that. You know, one of the best players they've had in the Premier League era, alongside Steven Gerrard and Virgil van Dijk. Let's keep listening to what he's got to say.
Should never let it get to this situation, but I understand there's a financial structure around that they want to try and keep to. But my argument has always been like, I just don't think he's world class. But again,
He does not think Mohammed Salah is world class. Now, I'm sorry. I respect you as a footballer. Over 100 goals in your career. But that is an absolute howler. Now, I understand world class is down to your own opinion on what you consider world class to be. You could argue that a player is world class on output. You can argue they have got world class ability. You can argue a player has got world class moments. And all of these things can be a metric of how you personally, how you describe someone as world class. I'm just trying to understand what the fuck Troy Deeney is getting at here. On what level is Mohammed Salah not world class? He is a handful of goal contributions away from the greatest player in Premier League history, Thierry Henry. But he's not world class. Let's just keep listening because this is mind-blowing.
World class is a different opinion. What I think to world class is, would I want my children to play like that player?
Right. So his argument is Mohammed Salah is not world class because he doesn't want his children to play like Mohammed Salah. I tell you now, when I have kids, if they grow up to be even 20% of what Mohammed Salah is, I have got a very, very successful footballer. Even 5%, even 2%. But he does not think Mohammed Salah is world class because he doesn't want his children to grow up playing football like him. Honestly, I've seen it all.
That's what I think is world class. So if I was asking my kids who are going to be forwards, I would be saying I would like them to look at what Vinicius Junior does as opposed to...
Vinicius Junior is a completely different footballer to Mohammed Salah. Vinicius Junior is a trickster. He's a Brazilian. He takes players on. He's got flair. Mohammed Salah is an output, creative, goal-scoring machine. You could compare Mohammed Salah to a Gareth Bale, and you could compare a Vinicius Junior to a Neymar. They're different sort of wingers. Mohammed Salah is kind of in that Saka category. Mohammed Salah's the top. Saka's somewhere around the middle to the top. And then Vinicius Junior is in the, the Neymars, the Ronaldinhos, not in terms of their ability, but the way they play the game, like a street baller. But honestly, let's just keep listening.
Mohammed Salah. But his goals, he scores an unbelievable amount of goals, highly effective. And so look, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
He's probably going to turn around and go to Troy, and fair play to him. But that's my opinion, isn't it?
And if there was, say you were Mo Salah and there's a contract on the table for Liverpool.
I just don't understand. Hang on, let me rewind that because this guy is...
Fair play to him. But that's my opinion, isn't it?
And if there was, say you were Mo Salah and there's a contract on the table for Liverpool and there's an identical contract on the table for Saudi Arabia or a similar move, what are you picking?
It's completely different because...
Right, hang on. So, Troy Deeney, just to recap, has said that he does not believe Mohammed Salah to be world class in his opinion, which he's entitled to, because he doesn't want his children to play like him. He wants his children to play like Vinicius Junior. Now, Vinicius Junior is also a world class footballer, turned up at the biggest moments, scored goals against Liverpool in the Champions League final, and for me, alongside Salah, the two best wingers in the world. But why can't your children still want to grow up and be like Mohammed Salah and not be world class? I just don't understand. Like, we had Gary Neville last week saying that you can't change your opinion on where you think a team's going to win a title race because it's only 11 games in. But the reality is Liverpool are so far ahead of Arsenal right now in terms of 8 points or 9 points after 11 games. If Liverpool carry on winning and Arsenal have a couple of slip-ups, and when they're 15, 16 points ahead, are we gonna say you can't change your prediction? Of course you can. I don't know what's worse. But Troy Deeney saying Mohammed Salah is not world class, to me, is honestly a brain fart. Like, let's keep listening.
He's massive in the Middle East. He's a huge draw. So
he's a huge draw all over the world because he's Mohammed Salah.
Also, like we look at it solely from a league perspective. You got to think how many times this guy gets hammered for just posting pictures on Christmas Day, for example. Do you get what I mean? All of that goes away, and you know this.
Honestly, what are we doing here? We've gone from talking about his personal life on his pictures to talking about Troy Deeney's children. What has any of that got to do with Mohammed Salah's footballing ability? I have never in my life seen a worse footballing opinion than this. Honestly, it's like me saying that Cristiano Ronaldo is not world class. It's like me saying that Harry Kane, Erling Haaland are not world class. Virgil van Dijk is not world class. Toni Kroos in his peak is not world class. No, because he doesn't play like Vinicius Jr. I've honestly, oh my Lord. I don't know who's worse out of Gabriel Bonhor, some of his footballing opinions, or Troy Deeney. I really don't. Let's carry on.
So many different nuanced pieces to it. At this point in his career, I don't think he's moving for money. I could be wrong. I don't think he's moving for money.
I don't think he is either. I think he loves Liverpool. He's been there coming on to up to, I think it's 7 or 8 years now. He's won the league title. He's won a Champions League. He's won 7 trophies since he's been there, or 8 trophies.
I think it's for where he feels motivated and where he feels he's going to have the best life for his missus and his kids. So whatever he chooses to do, he's earned the right to do that. If he decides to not play for Liverpool again, he's earned the right to do that. And he'll still be a Liverpool legend and great.
So how can you be a Liverpool legend and great and have won a Champions League, Premier League, got 450 goal contributions in your career and not be considered world class? This argument absolutely stinks. It reeks. It is complete BS, is what it is. Absolute crap from Troy Deeney.
Great.
And finally, for our forward chat, we want to get your top 5 strikers current.
I mean, it's pointless. I don't. Do you know? I don't even care who his top 5 strikers are. I don't understand how you can look at Mohammed Salah right now, where he is, how many goal contributions he's got in his career, how many goal contributions he's got this season, and consider him not to be world class. It is, to me, it's absolutely obscene. We're talking about a guy that is now being compared to Thierry Henry level. Thierry Henry, for me, is the greatest player that the Premier League has seen. He is absolutely electric. He really is. Honestly, I think his reading of the game, I think his output, his creativity, he's won golden boots. He's won the biggest trophies you can win at club level, but he's not world class. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed. And I will see you all in the next one. Thank you all for watching. I am out.